Today we have with us Professor Sujit Datta, editor, National Security Journal. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us for this conversation.
Thank you very much.
First and foremost, sir, I would want to know your opinion about the exhibition and the views of Maharajji.
The exhibition is a reflection of the views of the Maharaj in a big way, and it conveys a very holistic critique of the current national as well as global governance system and the values that underpin it. And I think the leading theme in all this is the issue of justice. So I think that is a very, very innovative and useful way, as well as valuable way, to deal and question the problems of the modern world and come forward with solutions to it. They have been backed by the panels, have been very well explained. They have been broken, the issues have been broken down into very logical themes, and underlying issue in that area has been then sought to be provided answer as to how this problem is to be solved.
Right.
And prominently, I think, the theme that comes out again and again is the issue of justice.
The discussion was essentially about the civilizational principles or the ancient principles which we can possibly inculcate in today's Rajniti.
Right.
In your opinion, sir, what do you think that the modern governance structure requires as of today in order to be more rooted in our civilizational values, as well as provide effective governance and ensure justice and welfare of the public as such?
Well, very good question. Again, as you know, our ancient principles were oriented in many ways, devised over long years by very great sages of India, thinkers of India, in order to solve the problems of the people. And what would be a kind of governance structure in which these issues of the people will get highest priority and justice will be done? So the governance system or the state or the ruling power is sought to be imbued with certain degree of character of what it is, how it should function, what are the checks and balances, and how are they to be changed, and what is the legitimacy principle for that power. So all these factors have been kept in mind. That means the ruler must not only rule, but he should be governed by certain basic principles, why he is ruling. Secondly, what are the ways he is going to rule. And finally, if he is not adequate, if he is not doing the work that for which, how legitimacy is lost and what the people then should do and what the system allows change to take place. So all these things are laid out very well. And I think those things need to come back once again now that India is nearing the 80th year of its independence. It's a long time that a relook at many of the laws, institutions, even the constitutional provisions that govern today's India, because many of them are now found to be inadequate for today's delivery of justice, today's delivery of governance, today's delivery of security, today's delivery of order, welfare, and general well-being in education and healthcare, environmental and conditions that we need. Basic revamping of the entire urban infrastructure, as well as the urban governance. All these things are very material, and I think our laws, our institutions have not kept up with it, nor have the norms and rules and procedures as well as the electoral system changed adequately with them. Now, as you know, the question of elections is decided heavily by money power today. It's also very heavily decided by all kinds of extraneous issues like free subsidies, free this and free that. Now, that is not the way democracy should function. Democracy should function by keeping its means and ends together and serve the goal of really helping each and every citizen to exercise their rights, their duties, and their goals of life, and then strengthen the state, the community, society, and uplift themselves. So the individual and the society and should be in unison, and the state must create the environment for it. The people today have a lot of difficulties under the current governance system. The justice is not delivered easily. It's difficult to get it. Crime and punishment are not in order, so the Dandaniti of our old system is not functioning well. And we need dramatic changes in the legal field, in the courts and institutions, in the delivery of justice, and that should be also reflected in the delivery of education, healthcare, order, etc.
So if we speak about specifically national security today, how do you see that the ancient values that we had of national security, is it aligning with our present mechanisms of ensuring the same, or we need some improvisations there?
Security is one of the principal functions of the state, raison d'etre of the state. Order, security, welfare, and delivery of justice. These are its principal values for which the state, we need the state. Otherwise, there would be no need for the state. So, the social organization has to be protected. Culture has to be promoted. And this entire environment has to function within the state. So, this environment can and should be promoted by a progressive, changing state along with the changing times. What about national security? Today, India's security environment are full of challenges, as you know. Huge challenges flow from Pakistan. They have never ceased since independence. Despite partition and the creation of Pakistan, Pakistan has not been assuaged. So they need more territory, they have claims on over Kashmir, and for that they have other claims, imaginary and non-imaginary, water claims that go well beyond their rights. Right. And any system of judicial or just sharing between India and Pakistan of natural resources, like water flows, etc. India so far has been extremely generous, like the Indus Water Treaty, in giving virtually 80% of the river system, that is 6 rivers that flow through India into Pakistan, 6 rivers, of which 80% of the water was being given for so many years, that is 1960 was signed, Indus Water Treaty, was flowing into Pakistan as a result of the Indus Water Treaty. India never claimed its share. Now, this is a very unjust system. Our people have suffered. They did not get that water. Now the government has finally stopped and kept the Indus Water Treaty in suspension. And we are trying to build for the first time certain dams to store water from which were till now flowing into Pakistan, and get some justice done. Similarly, terrorism is a constant feature. The world just does not bother about it. So the world does not take any step on Pakistan. What should India do? How is security to be provided in a system, as the Guruji pointed out rightly, where world actually prevents you from taking any action on the perpetrator of crime under the issue of sovereignty. So we have a real challenge on hand. The challenge on hand is to take the right steps under the rule which is permitted under the UN called self-defense. That means if you are aggrieved, if you have been attacked, then you can take rightful action in self-defense. So that terrorist attacks on India are a violation of India's sovereignty, and an attack on India, they should be construed as such, and that's what finally this time the government has done, which is it had not done so earlier, under which Operation Sindoor took place, for example. That will be deemed as legal, that will be deemed as just. So we have to be much more proactive in our strengthening our security system, our intelligence. We have challenges on our territory and claims on our territory from China as well. We have challenges flowing from other national security issues on trade front, on environmental front from the rest of the world. We have to be proactive in setting norms, in reaching out and dealing with these challenges in global institutions much more proactively, constantly hopping on changing rules and regulations and norms that do not favor justice, delivery of justice in these cases. It's a long battle, but a stronger India, a more conscious India, a more robust India and articulate India on these issues with clarity. And I totally agree that justice should always be in the forefront of our argument in all these cases.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us.